After 7 years campaigning on a promise to repeal and replace Obamacare, Senate Republicans came up just one vote short of approving a measure to finally dismantle parts of the law.
This is, clearly a disappointing moment.
The measure was called skinny repeal because it only got rid of key parts of Obamacare, not all of it, and it didn't offer a replacement plan. 3 Republican senators, including John McCain, voted against their party. Senator McCain said he didn't vote for the measure because it had no replacement for Obamacare, saying on Twitter that skinny repeal fell short because it fell short of our promise to repeal and replace Obamacare with meaningful reform. The bill's defeat is a crushing blow to both Senate leadership and President Trump. As of now, there's no known path forward to repealing and replacing Obamacare. And with the failure in the Senate, President Trump says just let Obamacare implode. Many Republicans were not huge fans of the failed bill, but wanted to pass it and use it as a starting point to work on Obamacare repeal that could be amended and changed in conference with the House. Following the vote, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer admitted on the floor Obamacare isn't perfect, and in an emotional moment, asked his colleagues across the aisle to do as John McCain said earlier this week and return back to regular order and work with one another.
All of us were so inspired by the speech and the life of the senator from Arizona. And he asked us to go back to regular order, to bring back the Senate that some of us who were here, have been here a while, remember. Maybe this can be a moment where we start doing that.
The White House is disappointed Republicans in the Senate can't unite to help them achieve this Trump campaign promise. And the administration wanted a policy victory as it's dealing with its own public infighting between Chief of Staff Ryan Priebus and the new communications director, Anthony Scaramucci, after Scaramucci blasted Priebus in a profanity-laced interview in The New Yorker. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders says this is just healthy competition.
This is a White House that has a lot of different perspectives because the president hires the very best people. They're not always going to agree. There are going to be a lot of different ideas. Unlike previous administrations, this isn't groupthink.
As for McCain, once the skinny bill failed, he called for the measure to go back to committee, where they can hold hearings and get input from both Republicans and Democrats. But the future of any more measures on Obamacare is unclear. Reporting from Capitol Hill, Abigail Robertson, CBN News.
Now, Senator McCain may want it to go back into committee in the Senate and a brand new bill come out of that process, but I don't see that happening. With all the rhetoric, how do these two parties ever get together and agree on anything? And if Republicans can't agree on a program going forward, I don't see how a combination is going to get the job done. Here's the problem, though. The Obamacare, its original title, the Affordable Care Act. At some point in time, in the very near future, the Affordable Care Act is going to become unaffordable, and the premiums are going to go through the roof. We're already hearing from insurance companies demanding that the government step in with billions of dollars in order to shore up these insurance funds. And if that fails to happen, there's no other place to go but to the premiums. And so how are people going to pay for it? And there's a penalty if you don't pay. This was the largest tax increase in the history of the United States of America. And when you look at it through those eyes, we're all going to be paying for the Affordable Care Act. And what does that mean? And what does that mean for the next election?